Obviously, the NHL season has been a little bit topsy-turvy. Lots of greedy owners, lots of people not getting along right now. But all that be damned, we are looking at a possible January 13th start date for the NHL season. Anson, how are we looking right now? What are you seeing with the tea leaves as far as the NHL season starting in mid-January?
Super positive, Kaz. Eventually I thought this deal would get worked out, because everyone understands that we have to play hockey and figure out what's going to happen through this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the owners came to their senses, and their players came to their senses, and that's what happens. You make a deal. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be something that you live with. And these are crazy times right now nobody's lived through. So I'm glad to see that NHLPA, led by Don Fear, strong leadership in that position there, and Commissioner Gary Bettman, strong leadership as well on the NHL side, came to their senses and made a deal that we're going to have hockey in mid-January.
Don't matter how good of an owner you are, no matter how good of a negotiator you are, something is better than nothing. So you're right. I did think they were eventually going to figure this out. Let's talk Rangers real quick. President John Davidson of the New York Rangers had a call to arms to his New York Rangers squad real quick. Let's pull up that quote. So it is incumbent on every player in our organization to show up in the best shape possible and be ready to go and compete and make an impression on day one. That's it. Period. There's no way around it. Man, President John Davidson of the New York Rangers not missing any words when it comes to what's going on in the world. He expects the Rangers to be ready to go on day one. Ace, what are your thoughts on this call to arms for his franchise?
That's John Davidson, a.k.a. JD. And when he had that quote just now, he should spell period with a T. Period. Because he means business. He understands that, yes, the Rangers are rebuilding. However, Kaz, he wants to send the message to everyone that you got in the playoffs last year due to expanded playoff rosters, but now get down to work. There's no excuses. There's high expectations for this New York Rangers team. You've got superstar players in Mika Zibanejad and Artemi Panarin. You've got top 2 overall draft picks in Kakko and Lafreniere. So let's not rest on our laurels and read those tea leaves and think that we're going to be nice just because people say we're going to be nice. We've got to make sure we're in shape and ready to play. And that's where it starts. The commitment to winning starts with conditioning. That's how you train your mind, your body to get ready to go to battle for a full season, whatever that might look like in 2021.
That's right. There's a lot of talent on that Rangers line, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do this season. And obviously, JD is not messing around when it comes to this. Let's throw it to Strong Island real quick. Matt Barzal, forward for the New York Islanders, has been the leading scorer for the team for the past 3 seasons. But his contract situation is a little bit up in the air as a restricted free agent, and a lot of people have been making sure that anything that gets tossed his way gets matched. Ace, what are your thoughts on Matt Barzal, his contract situation, and what they're going to do about keeping him in a New York Islanders uniform?
Well, first of all, he's not going anywhere. Lou Lamoriello, old school KG general manager, tons of experience, and Barry Trotz, a Stanley Cup winning coach, understand what they have in number 13 is a dynamic, creative offensive force for a team that doesn't really create offense that easily. That being said, he's going to command a big number, but he's represented by CA Hockey. And why I say this, Kaz, is that's my former agency, hockey agency, Pat Brisson, super agent that represents Kane, Taves, Kopitar, Crosby, Malkin. And why do I mention those guys' names? Because Breeze does a tremendous job representing his clients, getting their money. However, he's not greedy. He makes sure he leaves some meat on the bone so the players are happy with their contracts, but he also leaves some wiggle room for the organizations they're playing with to put players around them. It doesn't make sense Matt Barzal coming out getting $13, $14 million a year, and you can't put pieces around him. He'll be paid. He's not going to be eating on the side of the street anytime soon, and Lou Lamoriello will be able to put a nice Stanley Cup contending roster around him for years to come. Just like a Braden Point did the same exact thing in Tampa Bay, and it worked out well down south of the Sunshine State.
I feel you, and I appreciate you shouting out the agent because it's always about securing the bag. I know how that goes, Ace. I know how that goes. Speaking of the Islanders, man, some really cool story. the owner of the Islanders, have been taking fans on a brand new exclusive tour of the brand new UBS Arena, the UBS Stadium in the Belmont Arena, where the Islanders will be playing very soon. This is pretty cool, right? I mean, getting to be able to be one of the first people to check out this new arena where the team's going to be playing. What are your thoughts on this, Ace?
Yeah, Scott Malkin and John Ledecky are two of the most passionate ownership groups in hockey. There isn't such thing as a bad city. It's poor ownership. But these guys are passionate, they're fiery, they have the money, and they want to win. They're doing the things the right way. They're giving the Islanders fans a taste. When you go to a great restaurant, Kaz, what happens? The chef comes out and says, hey, do you want to try some of my soup? Here, try some of my soup. It could be the most expensive dish on the menu. But you try that soup, you're like, damn, this soup is pretty good. And you go ahead and you get it. Well, that's exactly what the Islanders are doing. They're giving their fan base a little taste. Here's a little soup. Get you hyped, get you excited. Yes, you came out and you supported us at the Coliseum. We appreciate that. Now we're giving the UBS Arena. This is going to be state-of-the-art. There's a place where you come and bring your family. Stay for a while. Come to the party. Stay for the game. That's the Islanders should be preaching to their fan base right now. I'm excited for fans in the Long Island. I'm pumped for them. I can't wait. Because they're seeing what's happening in New York City with MSG being renovated. Now they're saying, what about us? Well, you're going to get your fix, Islanders fans. Just sit tight. You're going to be okay.
Ace, I'm excited for the Islanders too, but I gotta admit, you kind of gave me some FOMO because I sure do miss going to restaurants right now, man. I miss getting the taste from the chefs and all that type of stuff. It's been a while. Let's toss it to Jersey really quick. New head coach Lundy is he's had some stops over with the Lindy Ruff. I'm so sorry. Forgive me on that. New Devils head coach Lindy Ruff is had some stops with the Dallas Stars, Buffalo Sabres. Now he's bringing his talents over to the New Jersey Devils. What are your expectations as far as play style and personality that he's going to bring to the New Jersey Devils?
Well, see how we're talking about food and restaurants there, Kaz? Well, Lindy Ruff is like apple pie. You think with the players they have, Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes, they've already had multiple coaches in their young NHL careers. Lindy Ruff is an experienced NHL coach, and he'll settle things down. You want some apple pie, some comfort food, something to give your organization some stability. That's what Lindy Ruff brings to the table. He's coached for the Buffalo Sabres for a long time. He's been an assistant coach, even in New York, so he understands the tri-state area, and he understands young players' development. So that's what the Devils want. They need nothing else. They just need a little bit of stability. And Tom Fitzgerald, their new general manager, understands that. So that's why you bring in a veteran coach like Lindy Ruff in to settle things down, calm the waters a little bit, and let him lead the way while players like Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier get their feet or their skates under them.
I feel like Devils fans are going to be very appreciative of some stability right now. It feels like they haven't had that for a long time. So we'll hope you're right on that. Let's switch gears just a tiny bit, man. I love me some sports memorabilia. I love me some good drip. And when it comes to wearing certain clothes, nothing goes better than a nice throwback hockey sweater. And the throwback hockey sweaters I've been selling, and the top ones have been the Caps and the Rangers. I know you rock that one, Ace, and I know it feels good. That Caps, that Washington Capitals joint is looking pretty fire as well. What are your thoughts on these jerseys, and especially with the Rangers and Capitals being at the top sellers?
See, now you're talking money and drip. That's what I love talking about here, Kaz. And hockey lost a huge opportunity years ago when people in the hip-hop community were rocking hockey jerseys. It was a huge L for the hockey community. I think teams understand that now. Teams are about the culture now. And this is something that I would rock to a restaurant, to the movie theater. It's part of your everyday fits, and that's what hockey jerseys should be. It should be about the culture. It shouldn't just be about wearing it to a Ranger game, a Capitals game, a Devils game, an Islanders game. It should be, hey, I'm going to this event. Let me put my Capo Caco jersey on. Let me put my Lafreniere jersey on. Let me put my Jack Hughes, my Barzal jersey. That's what it should be all about, because I see people in other sports rocking basketball jerseys, football jerseys. Even now here in Atlanta, Atlanta United jerseys are being worn all the time. So it's about time that hockey gets their respect, because for me, hockey jerseys are the coolest piece of wardrobe that you can put on when you associate with your sports team.
Now, I gotta admit you on that, man. It's the one advantage that they have over basketball and football jerseys. Can't really pull off a football jersey in certain situations. Basketball jersey is more of a summer attire, but a hockey jersey, a nice dope hockey sweater with a dope design, you can pull that off in many places. So you ain't wrong with that.